Hello, everybody. We are on chapter 3 now, designing and prototyping. Huh? Chapter 3, methodology. So, let's begin. First, chapter 3 is methodology. So, chapter 3, 3.0, methodology. Methodology. So, this should be centrally aligned. This is heading 2. And 2. One introduction. This chapter and experience. No. So, okay. So this chapter explains how the suspension now put together. The aim was to build a system that was okay. This, let's see if we can spin it. Introduction. Let's do something like designing integrated steering and braking system for a tricycle. This chapter explains how the suspension steering system of a trial, how they were designed and put together. The aim was to build a system that works well on off-road, safe, easy to control, comfortable design. Okay, I'm not really flowing well with that, but okay, let's just leave that for now. Design criteria. In designing, the following criteria were considered. 1, durability. So, for an undergraduate project, this is still acceptable. However, if it's a postgraduate project, you don't just say this is the design criteria, except you bring a source, a credible source that says these are the design criteria that you use with reference. Since these are undergraduate, you can just let it slide. This II is better. Durability, the sound must withstand road stress. Okay. Design of suspension system. Okay. Say suspension type chosen. For the front suspension, a telescopic fork was used. So if you are talking about front suspension for telescopic fork, this must have been discussed in your chapter 2. Different types of suspension, and you talk about this particular suspension, the advantages of using it and the disadvantage of using it. It must be in your chapter 2. So let's copy it and find a place there. Suspension system. Okay, suspension system. No. This is the braking system. Okay, suspension system of tricycles. Types of suspension system. Now, here, you need to say, according to person, the types of suspension systems are, then you list them. And of course, one of it must be telescopic fork, which, since you are using a telescopic fork suspension system, you have to discuss this telescopic fork suspension system in details. The advantage of using telescopic fork, the disadvantage of it here, before you conclude to using it in your chapter 3. So, okay. So telescopic fork for the rear is swing arm. So swing arm system must have also been discussed there. The advantage of using it and disadvantage with proper reference. So suspension system parameters parameters. This is very shallow. Okay, let's see. Optimize for a load of 150. Okay. Suspension travel. Why this 80 mm suspension travel? Why not 100 mm both? So for this, you need to give a reference. So design was done in SolidWorks and stress analysis was carried out. This is a pre. So design has not been done. Design has not been done yet. We need to change. Design will be done. Will be, since it's a proposal, will be done in SolidWorks and stress analysis. The steering system design. Turning radius, materials used, braking system, force distribution. Okay. Then let's quickly go to the bill of quantity. Yeah, the bill of quantity will be somewhere serial number, material quantity, rate, amount. Wonderful. So graphical design. So you must have done the graphical design, which you put the picture here. The more picture you have, the better. But this picture doesn't look like a tricycle. This looks more like 1, 2, 3, 4. These are four-wheel vehicles. So this can't be. That can be. This can be. This can't be. So I hope by watching video you've learned about recreating your chapter 3 and you know the necessary corrections to effect. See you there.